What's going on, everybody? Mahai back here with another video. Today we've got a really powerful, very easy attack strategy using mass super yetis. As you see, all it is, 9 super yetis, 3 super wall breakers, and we just got 1 archer to fill the last spot. We're going to be bringing 10 invis spells with a rage and a revive, and then we're going to be using, actually with this attack, the log launcher. I haven't used that with the super yetis yet, but with this attack, I actually really enjoy it. So for equipments on the king, we're using earthquake boots, spiky ball. Queen, we've got the action figure and the healer puppet. We've got the double gems on the Warden, and then the Rocket Spear and the Electro Boots on the Royal Champion. And I got a specific use for the Rocket Spear that I'll show you when we get into the first attack. So I'm going to go into a friendly base quick and kind of draw out a plan for you guys and show you how I plan on bases, and then we'll attack that base, and then we'll get into some live Legend League hits. Alright, so what I'm going to do here, I'm going to send the Royal Champion in from this corner over here, and she's probably going to path down, and then I'm hoping she actually goes into the base. So the job for the Royal Champion is to carve out a big chunk of the defenses here, hopefully something like that. That's ideal, and then we'll just see which direction she goes. She could end up going down, that's always a possibility, but we just kind of have to adjust on the fly. For the sake of the drawing, I'm going to say she goes up, but if not, we'll just adjust on the fly, obviously, and go from the opposite direction. So I'm hoping she goes up, and she'll probably die around here somewhere if I had to guess. And we're just going to let her go down without using her ability. That's very important. So then we're going to be using a siege barracks, or no, not a siege barracks, sorry. We're going to be using a couple of our super yetis on this side to funnel. And sometimes I use the queen as well. It just kind of depends on the base. And then we're going to wall break in, probably right here somewhere. Hopefully if we can get a wall breaker to target that wall. And then the rest of our troops are just going to come in through the middle here. And now we have a nice funnel set, because obviously the super yetis will set that funnel at the top. And then this funnel will be set at the bottom by the Royal Champion. So we're just going to try pathing in here. And we got a nice U shape around the base. So that's the plan. And then once our yetis get probably, you know, somewhere about right here, out in front of where that Royal Champion died, we will drop our revive spell right here on the Royal Champion. And then her Rocket Spear will automatically activate because we just let her go down without using her ability. It might use 1 or 2 shots of your Rocket Spear before she goes down, but it just kind of depends how much damage she's taking. But for me, it's worth it. I'd rather not turn off the auto hero abilities because then it just makes it annoying on your other heroes having to watch for that. So that's the plan. So let's attack this base and try to put this into practice and see how it goes for us. Probably won't, knowing as I am not the greatest live attacker. But unfortunately, we do have an underleveled revive spell. I'm not sure why it didn't. It's in our clan castle, but for some reason, it's giving us an underleveled one. But oh well, it is what it is. And for some reason, it said level 1 log launcher. Okay, it was just glitched out. We do have a max level 1. So I'm going to send right over here, just like I said. Now I'm going to watch the timing here on the Fox. Once it starts getting into high damage areas, I'll be using more invis spells, the 7 and 3 timing. But for now, I'm just going to use the normal timing. And I really want her to go up here. For 6, we're going to drop another one now. She does take a lot of damage there. That's why I like the 47, 43 timing. It's just a lot safer. So we're going to switch to that now. So right at 37, we'll drop our next. Hopefully our Fox walks into that invis. And we'll drop another on 33. Okay, she is going exactly the way we want. And now if she goes down, it's not the end of the world. Because obviously we do have that revive spell. We're going to let her go down anyway. But we do want her to get more value at least before she does go down. Ooh, that was really close on that invis there. 19, 18, 17. We'll drop one more. And she is going exactly the way I wanted her to. And she's probably going to go down exactly where we wanted her to as well. I'm just going to let her go down now because we have everything we need. So I'm going to drop a couple super yetis down here because we did leave up more trash than I expected. And I'm actually going to use the queen on the outside this time as well to set that side of the funnel, just because we had to use so many down here to set the other side of that funnel. So we'll wall break in. We're going to get our log launcher going and get our Warden down with the double gem ability. And we're going to wall break everything in now. It should be good, so our log launcher should be able to open up the rest of the walls. These super yetis should be able to deal with the clan castle down here at the bottom, hopefully. We do have witches, which is quite annoying. No pun intended. Which is witch. I did not mean to say that. Okay, we're going to rage over the clan castle here. And obviously your Warden ability is not going to do anything because you have double passives, so that's why we're not doing that. Okay, so now we'll revive our Royal Champion because she is safe. Rocket Spear will automatically go off. And the Electro Boots should help take out those witches. Those witches are being incredibly annoying. But we did save some invises as well, so I'm going to try to keep an eye on my Royal Champion here, try to multitask, which is really hard as I'm talking. But I'm probably going to use one now while she approaches that queen so we don't lose her. I'm going to use my King's ability. Use another invis down here on the Royal Champion because she is going to be next to that queen. That was a really bad invis. And I think we're going to end up losing her. But this should be down. I'm not sure. We did lose a lot of troops. We do have a Super Yeti at the top. You know, it wasn't the best executed. I had to spread out so many troops because we didn't take out any of the trash over there. I should have probably dropped maybe one Super Yeti and brought some cleanup, but you just lose a lot of power that way. And for some reason, we could not get those witches down. So it might be worth it to bring a poison spell, because I thought we wouldn't have issues with the clan castle, but there we actually did because we ended up sending the queen on the outside. The queen usually does a pretty good job of taking out the clan castle. This might time fail. I think it is going to be a time fail. We did have enough to get through it, I believe, because our king still does have the phoenix as well. I don't know, this is going to be really close. Let's see. I'm not going to cut anything out of this video. If we fail, we're just going to show it, just to show you guys what worst case scenario can be. Man, this is close. I think we've... Oh man, our king went in. Come on, this is so close. It's going to be a 99. Oh, we actually got a 98. I don't know why that king was attacking so slow. We did get a time fail, but like I said, that clan castle was very annoying. So I'm actually going to drop one of the invises and bring a poison spell in case we run into it again. And let's go get into some live Legend League attacks now. Alright, so into our first Legend League attack, I did make a couple changes. I dropped one super wall breaker, and then I ended up bringing two wizards. I don't know why I couldn't think of the name. Two wizards and an archer, just in case we have the same issue as we had last time where we leave up the trash on the outside. So I don't know if I want to go through the monolith or if I want to come in... Man, I'm not sure. I kind of want to come in on a flank. So I'm going to come in from down here. And we also did bring the poison spell as well. I don't remember if I mentioned that or not. 6. And you see, we do have the chests back in the game as well, which is kind of nice. Usually I get a good one and it just gives me like a hut for raid weekend or something. It's absolutely trash. I never get anything good out of that. So we're going to focus up here. We're next to the monolith, so we're going to actually switch to the 37, or for the 7 and 3 timing. Because I don't want to lose this fox or this royal champion early. That monolith can put in absolute work. So I want to be careful when I'm around that. 28, 27. A perfect placement on that one. Or fox, unfortunately, did take some damage, which I didn't think she was going to. But we target the king, unluckily. Alright, back to 7. Next one on 3. I do get a lot of questions about that timing. You're just looking at the clock at the top, and every time the second number hits 7 or 3, that's when you're dropping. As you see there, at 7, and then now again at 3. Oh, we're actually out, which is fine. Now, where do I want to come in from? I want to make sure I'll be able to protect this royal champion through the base. She's kind of going to a weird spot now, and it's taking her forever to go down. I should probably get going, but man, I don't know where to go in from. I'm going to drop some wizards over here to start cleaning this up, because we do have a lot of trash. We'll drop one Super Yeti as well. And we're just going to drop 2 Super Yetis here. We're going to wall break in, hopefully right on that junction, which is exactly what happens. That's perfect. Okay, where do we want to send? Okay, we want to send right there, our log launcher. And I'm going to use an early queen ability to get those healers in. We do have the sneezy, so that'll help hopefully keep our healers alive. And now we got a super dragon, so I'm not going to make that mistake again. We're going to drop a poison. That's why I like doing that friendly challenge first, so we can make any changes to the army if we had any issues on the one before. So let's rage in here through the town hall. And it's pretty close to having a safe royal champion. I'm honestly going to revive her now so she can take out that fire spitter. That was really unlucky. I wasn't paying attention to the king. That was a horrible play by me. But there was nothing going to be able to target that king anyway, so I should have had a headhunter. But again, I don't really want to drop a super yeti, but I might have to because the headhunter would have been clutch there. We could have dropped our headhunter and that king would have went down in a hurry. And we would have wrecked this base. I think we wrecked it anyway, to be honest. Yeah, we got tons of Super Yetis alive. King's still alive. He is probably going to go to Phoenix, but our Queen's still alive as well. Warden's still alive. We have our Giant still from our action figure. Only problem is time now. These walls might be an issue, but that Giant usually does a pretty good job of beating through the wall, even though it's a low level. I only have like a level 20 action figure, I think. But I think we should be able to get this. Our Queen should be able to get there in time. The King is one-shot, so that shouldn't be any issue. Also, the Warden should probably one-shot that king. But hopefully it just targets the storage first. And it does. Nice 3-star, even though we had a horrible revive on our Royal Champion. But a 3-star still a 3-star. So let's go hop into one more live Legend League attack, and I'll catch you guys there. Alright, so these are the kinds of bases I am not a fan of attacking. But luckily with the log launcher, it shouldn't be that big of a deal with this. So I kind of want to come in from this side because we got both fire spitters. We got the monolith, the clan castle. There's a lot of damage over here. So I'm going to send the Royal Champion kind of more on the flank, and we'll just see which way she goes. 58, 7, 6, 55. And then we're just going to switch right away over to the 7 and 3 timing, because there is just going to be a lot of damage because this base is so tightly compact. So on 47, we'll drop one. Then again on 43. Just make sure you're keeping your Fox invisible as well as your Royal Champion. It's very important to keep your Fox alive. Oh man, yeah, I didn't know if she was invisible or not. I couldn't tell. It stayed invisible for a second, so I thought she might have been invisible. And she wasn't. We ended up losing the Fox. I thought she was going to go to the monolith, and for some reason she pathed up. So this is a very big disaster. I'm hoping I can recover this. Well, like I said, I'm not going to cut anything out. I'm going to keep this 100% honest, show you what to do, even if it goes very poorly. Okay, so I don't know how I'm going to funnel this out here. I'm going to drop a couple Super Yetis with a couple Wizards behind. Get a wall break in right here. Get the rest of our Super Yetis in. Everything else in the middle. Okay, what do we got here? We got a Furnace. So I'm going to poison right there on the Clan Castle where that Furnace popped out. It's kind of hard to see, but we're going to use an early Queen ability here as well. Get those healers in. I'm going to wait on that Rage spell. It's going to be hard to protect my Royal Champion here where she went down because that flank is going to do so much damage. It was just really unlucky where everything pathed here. We lost our Fox. I thought she was going down to the monolith, and she turns at the last second. We just barely missed our invis, and I should have dropped another one right away, but it looked like she actually did stay invisible, so I got greedy and didn't touch it. Yeah, we're going to get nothing to path towards the Royal Champion this time, so it's going to be very tough to protect her. I'm not going to be able to get much value out of her, I don't think. I'm going to use the King's ability, rather. I thought it was going to open up that section of walls, but it didn't. Yeah, this is an absolute disaster right now. Just trying to recover as best as we can. We do have a decent pack of troops here still. If I can get that Giant to break through that wall, even though the King ability was supposed to get it, another mistake on my part. It seems like when I live attack, if I make one mistake, I compound and just make a ton of mistakes. So I'm going to have to be really, really patient on this Royal Champion here. Or do I just bring the Warden back for his double gems? Okay, actually, no, we got a Super Yeti to start tanking, so I'm going to revive my Royal Champion down here. Hopefully get some value. Unfortunately, she's standing in a poison spell, so it's really slowing her down, but that Super Yeti doing a really good job tanking. Come on, can we get that scatter shot? If we can get that scatter shot, we're chilling. Of course, it targets the Archer Tower. I think we're good. Even executing that poorly, we were patient with the Royal Champion, made sure she was protected, and she ends up finishing off the backside of the base. I think we should be good on time. Yeah, we're good on time. And another 3-star. So we had an awful start, but at least we did set the funneling and gave us a good path into the core of the base. So we still recovered, got the 3-star. So I want to keep that in and show you guys, even if you have a bad Royal Champion charge, you still can recover. Just make sure you don't compound and make a bunch more mistakes. Even though I did, that shows you how good the army is. I still ended up 3-starring. So let me know in the comments how this works out for you guys. Drop a like if you guys enjoyed. I'll catch you guys in the next video.